Greetings YouTube, welcome back to Star Ocean for The Last Hope, and we did quite a lot of private actions in the last episode, having taken a break from the planet of Roke. However, today, all that changes, we are going back, and we're going back because there's an optional dungeon and some more quests that we can undertake, and because we'd like to get everything done in this game, we're going to go ahead and do that now. So we're going to head to the launch menu and make our way back to Roke. Now, you should be on the planet of Eos, and what you would have had to have done, just in case for some reason you missed the last episode, is enter the planet of Eos by exiting the Caunus and then coming straight back on board. Now you can go ahead and do the story stuff at Eos if you want to, but we'll be doing that in a couple of episodes time. So we'll go ahead now and select Roke as our destination, and what we want to do is make our way back to Astral City. So I'm sure you know the way to that place now, guys. From the Caunus, we've done it enough times, that journey, haven't we? Let's be honest. So I'm going to skip the video here and see you back there, Astral City. Once you get off the barge then from Tatroy City and you've landed in Astral City, then we're going to go and speak to a guard who's not far from here. But before we do that, you're going to need to make sure that Sarah is in your active party. And that's because the quest we're going to accept can only be accepted if she is. So if not, just head over to the tactics screen and make sure she's in the battle members section as opposed to the reserve members section. Okay, so we're going to head over now just to the right, well, up north really, from where we exit the barge. And one of these guys is the one we're going to want to speak to. And once we do, speak to Leas here. He's going to tell us that he wants us to defeat a bunch of ogres. And in fact, 30 is the precise number. And so, as you can imagine now, we've got a bit of a grind on our hands. So what you want to do is just check the quest itself here in the log. And it's this one, Ogre Battling. Now, it doesn't actually tell us how many we've killed, so you kind of have to keep track of it yourself. You need to kill 30. However, if you do lose count, if you do lose track of how many you've already killed, then just check this quest log here, and there'll be an exclamation point next to the quest once you've gone ahead and completed it. So then you know you can come back and hand it in. So we're going to head over now to actually find the ogres. And they're located in between Astral City and the Trop area. So if you want to find a spot where there's ogres, and I'm going to show you on here actually in a minute, then you can literally just keep running in and out of the area, respawning the enemies, and killing the ogres, adding up to your tally. So we're going to go and quit Tatroy City, of course, and make our way over into the desert area. This is where we used to have the quicksand, but because we killed the giant bird, that has now obviously stopped moving. And there's a lovely ogre for you. So it's just a case of killing these, and there's 2 here, until you've got all 30. For those of you that are collecting monster data and are trying to max that out, then obviously it's going to be a bit of a bonus as well, because you're going to have to kill a lot of these for that anyway. So we've done a fair bit of grinding in the past, so these battles shouldn't be too difficult. And then we're going to head over to the right here, and there's another ogre, and this one's right by the exit as well. So once we've killed this set of ogres, we can exit this area, come back in order to respawn the enemies. A little tip for you guys as well as you attempt this farm. You can actually use this as an ambush opportunity, because each time you reset this area, as you can see, there's a scumbag slayer, which you can, if you aggro him, sometimes easier said than done, pull him over to the ogre. There we go. And then you can build up your green tile boards as well. So yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but since you're farming anyway, what's the hurt? Especially if you're going to be doing the dungeon that comes after this, the optional dungeon, then it can be nice to do that with a full set of green tiles, can't it? And those skill points are so useful in this game. You're going to be using a lot of them still. There we go, look, another green tile board, and another green tile on the board, and I'm just going to carry on farming these guys now. Okay, so I'm back in Astral City here. We're going to go and speak to Leas once more, now that we've gone ahead and killed those 30 ogres. and it doesn't take as long as I expected. To tell you the truth, if you are happy to be surprised as opposed to trying to, you know, surprise the enemy, you can actually battle up to 4 at a time. So it's not a big deal to actually get all 30 killed in a fairly, you know, quick amount of time. But what we're going to do now is speak to this guy, and we're going to hand the quest in, and then we're going to get a follow-up quest. But the follow-up quest is a little bit more involved, as you're about to find out. So there's Ogre battling complete. And we're going to speak to him again. And he's going to tell us about the Astral Caves, of which apparently there's a pretty scary monster lurking in them. And we're told to meet that guy now, Leus, over at the entrance to the Astral Caves. But before we start trying to do any dungeons, because we've just done those lengthy battles there, or lengthy amount of battles, we're going to want to make sure that we're fully healed up and prepped. So there's the quest, Rumble in the Caves. But before we head over there, as I say, I'm just going to go and heal up at the inn, make sure we're nicely stocked up on items and stuff, and then we'll make our way over. The other thing you'll want to do as well, if you haven't already, is make sure your rings are charged. In particular, the Earth Ring and the Light Ring. So don't forget you can go and do that over at the Psychokineticist in Tatroy. But we have done that previously, so unless you've been using it again on something else, then you should be good to go. So we're going to head over here now, and the cave location is just where I am here on the map. And we're going to head inside for a cutscene. Oh, not a cutscene yet, but there will be. We're going to start by just having a look at where we are here. Yep, and following the path down here, the stairs. And there's some stuff we can mine as well, which is always a bit of a bonus. A crystal and some thunder gem, okay. Since I've done quite a bit of crafting at the Kaunas as of late, it's nice to actually finally get to be able to replenish that stuff that I've been using, the minerals and what have you. Right, here we go. Here's the cutscene. And it's only a brief cutscene, but it looks as though there's a few cave-ins around here, and some of these are going to block our path if we're not going to be careful. Yep, see, can't get through here now. Oh no, what are we to do? Well, let's just keep moving on for now. Grab the other mineral points. Oh, lots of stuff. Okay. So from this location, we need to backtrack a little bit in order to grab this chest. Because of the cave-ins that happen, we are going to have to find interesting paths to get through and collect everything. Some holy water and a resurrection elixir. Okay, now we're going to head back around. And then just continue along the path that we just momentarily ignored. And we can see there's another couple of chests that we can go ahead and nab while we're in this area. So that we shall do. Oh no, more cave-ins. So we don't actually use the Earth Ring to get past these cave-ins, but we do use the Earth Ring to go ahead and open a couple of chests, which is why I said we need to get it charged. And it looks like we can't actually go this way now. Or can we? Oh, enemy. Don't worry, the enemy encounters in the caves here aren't actually that difficult in all honesty. Okay, we can't go this way. In fact, some of the enemies on Aos that we're going to be facing, or would be facing had we not come here, would actually be quite a bit tougher, so just bear that in mind. Okay, we can't actually... Oh yeah, there we can, look. Oh, I was wrong. We do use the Earth Ring to break through. Okay, but only some of them we can use the Earth Ring on, gotcha, for the chests. We don't actually need the Earth Ring. Right, I've got it now. We don't need the earth ring to actually complete the dungeon, but to access the chests we do. 2 chests to be precise. Okay, my mistake, but hopefully that's clarified. Health seeds, pretty nice, pretty nice. Permanent boost to stats if you feed it to somebody, or can be used in some powerful synthesis abilities. Another chest here. Mind Flare skill manual. And now we're going to drop down. And just keep checking the map here. It actually makes things a little bit more helpful. Right, so I'm just trying to see if we can find a path through to that chest opposite there. We'll leave that one for now anyway. And we will get it, don't worry. So, you can either break through this rock here with the earth ring, or if you want to save a charge, you can literally just run around this rock here. And that'll bring us over to this section. Okay, so just on the other side of that rock that we didn't break through. I don't think it makes... Let's go ahead and break it. I'll do this for science to see if this gives us access. But I don't think it does. You get the party skill points, so you might think it's worth it just for that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything else. So up to you whether you want to break that one or not. Either way, we want to head over here where we can see there's somebody being crushed by another rock. So again, this is optional, you don't have to do this bit. But we'll go ahead and free them. And talk to Ralph. Okay. Oh, don't need to go through that again. So we can free Ralph. Mainly for the party skill points. But somewhere around here then there'll be another rock cave in. There it is. Even though this rock has come down and has blocked the way, there is a way up, so don't worry. Before we do that, actually, let's grab this missing chest that we didn't get a moment ago. The one that's up there. It looks like there's no way up, correct? Well, actually there is. So this is the, just to get your bearings correct, the area where we broke through that barrier, if you remember, where you could also go around this big rock thing, but we broke through. Coming through here, so we've got the dude straight ahead of us. We can actually run up this right rock here that isn't located on the map. And that will take us up and over to the chest. So make sure we pick that up while we're here. That's the barrier spirit water. Nothing else to do up here though, so we're going to make our way back down at this point. Back down the rock. And there's the cave way, or rather the blocked part of the cave that just happened in front of us. So we're going to head around here and up these stairs. There can be an enemy ambush waiting for you up here as well. And there should be a way down around here. Again, a bit of a hidden area. Ah, there we go. Run across here, across that rock, and we're across safely. So here's where we're going to use the light ring. Unfortunately, we can only have one charge of the light ring. Okay, we'll go and grab the mineral that's just over at the end of this pathway here. So it's a bit of a mazy place, this, isn't it? The coal's always going to come in useful for synthesis and what have you. Back down the stairs, or say back down, we haven't actually been down them at all yet, have we? And then another couple of chests for us to nab before we move on out of this floor. Oh, we're getting some decent amount of skill points from these chests as well. We can say hello to Tony, the Wandering Knight. Although it doesn't have much to say for himself. And then we're going to enter the next floor where there's another new mechanic that we're going to have to watch out for. And that is webbing that's all over the place. Let's kill this guy. I haven't actually fought any of these yet. So they're like ice zombies, aren't they? Oh, don't probably want to cast ice needles on them. Yep, that's going to heal them. However, Earth Live does a lot of damage. I'd say the hardest enemies in this area are the stone golems. Obviously you don't want to hit those with earth. But the reason they're so difficult is because they have such a high physical defense. And so your normal physical attacks aren't going to do a whole lot of damage to them. Mind you, these ice corpses seem to have a fair bit of health, it has to be said. Nearly there we go. I thought I'd show you that battle.
Talk about all show and no go.
Is this really okay? Thank you.
Now, before we actually go any further, I'm actually going to backtrack all the way back to Tatroy City. And this is optional, guys. But if you want to collect all the treasures in this game, then we're going to need to, because we need to recharge our light ring. And there's no easy way to do it apart from, well, in fact, there's no way to do it apart from backtracking back out of the cave. It's a bit annoying that you only get one charge on it. I should also mention that these NPCs that we're bumping into, by the way, you can actually pickpocket them for various items. But just remember that pickpocketing an enemy, or sorry, not an enemy, but a friendly character, will in fact go ahead and lower your affinity with your party members. But there will be ways of raising that. It all depends on how much you want to grind later on for ingredients for various things to raise affinities. So for now, I'm going to leave it. But by all means, if you want to, you know, just pickpocket those guys as we see them. And backtracking can be annoying because of all the cave-ins, but it is possible to get back, of course. So because we've got all the treasures, it won't actually take us long when we enter the cave again to actually come back to where we left off. So there we are, back in Astral City. But I'm going to go ahead and recharge the light ring then in Tatroy. So we need to get on the boat, the ferry, whatever you call it, the canal boat, barge, and make our way back there. And back in Tatroy, this is the person we want to speak to. The suspicious psychokineticist. And we'll just go ahead and charge both the earth ring and the light ring, even though the earth ring still had 8 charges left, which would have been plenty. The light ring is, of course, the most important. And it's a good opportunity as well to rest up at the inn and save. So at least that way then you can just dodge the enemies as you charge back to floor 2. And you'll be nicely recovered for the challenges that lie ahead. But as I say, guys, it is optional to come back and charge your rings here. It's mostly for that light ring so we can get the other void chest that's going to be on this floor, B2. But I think I'm going to finish off the episode here, guys. Take a break and we'll come back next time and finish off this dungeon, including the boss by taking that down, which is the enemy that's causing the earthquakes that these soldiers told us about. But thanks for stopping by today, folks. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.